What's up, guys? Welcome back to Blueclouds TV. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Football Minutes Live, brought to you by Blueclouds Media. Welcome back to another exclusive preview of the big game between Chelsea and Wolverhampton Wanderers, and Chelsea. Chelsea will be going away to the Wolves Park to play another big game. Can Chelsea build up from the Carabao Cup game between Chelsea and Newcastle United? Can they keep momentum? Chelsea haven't got a back-to-back wins in quite a long time, since October. Can they get it this time? Wolves are also being a difficult team. They've made their home ground a fortress where it becomes very difficult for any other team to go there and grab a win. We've seen the likes of Manchester City go there and got beaten. Spurs also went there and got beaten in the last final minute. So can Chelsea stop that unbeaten run from Wolverhampton Wanderers at their home backyard? Can that happen? I think it can. Everything's possible in football. But yes, today we're here to witness look into the big game that will be played on Sunday between Wolves and Chelsea. We're going to look into Mauricio Pochettino's press conference, news regarding injury players and some players that have returned from the injury list. It's always a good news for Chelsea fans at this moment in time. Players like Christopher Nkunku, Lavia are working their way back into the starting 11. We see other players also training, but not with the first team. But you can tell that they are working their way out. Maybe by February we should have almost all the team back, almost every player back. If we don't have any more injury. Reece James updates also in the show, and we will talk about it. My OG is right here with me. Stevie G is behind the scene, and he will join us here as we dissect and go through the upcoming game. So guys, be my guest. Don't forget, if you haven't subscribed to Blueclouds Media on any of our platforms, as we are streaming live, because we are live on X, we are live on Facebook, Blueclouds Media on Facebook, Blueclouds Media on X, and Blueclouds Media on YouTube. We are live on all these platforms. So guys, be my guest and be part of the show as we keep growing. So don't forget to like the video and also subscribe and be part of the show. Drop your comments in the comment section below. If you have any predicted scoreline or lineup regarding the game on Sunday, do it down and we can talk about it as we are here to see if Chelsea can make that happen. So guys, stay tuned, grab something to drink, and we'll be right back in a second. Welcome back, Stephen G. Welcome back again to the show. It doesn't, it's all the games are coming thick and fast. Carabao Cup now this Sunday, and the Premier League game there, game for Chelsea to play Wolverhampton Wanderers Gary O'Neill and his guys have been a very difficult team. He did not start very well, but it looks like things are working well for him now. His teams, he's getting the chemistry, he's getting the boys playing his kind of football, and they are doing much, much better. What's your thoughts on the big game, Steven? Before we get into the the injury aspect, Steven.
Mhm. Yeah, there's not really a significant amount to say other than realistically it's a pain in terms of it being on Christmas Eve because it's the first time in like 20, 30 odd years. But we know where we stand with the Premier League. Um, but yeah, it's a big game. You go into it and we're starting like you think, right? I think that the other day was the first time we got back-to-back home wins in the Premier League since October last year.
Yeah, since October. Yeah.
Yeah, October last year when we had Potter in charge. That's how long it had been since we had back-to-back home wins. So now it's time for us to go and get some back-to-back wins, or rather back-to-back-to-back wins, because obviously we won midweek as well on penalties, but a win's a win. So could go 3 consecutive wins in all competitions. And maybe we start to build up a bit of momentum again. We know that we had that a little while back. And unfortunately, that came to an end to Brentford after we'd drawn with Arsenal because there we were 3 wins and 1 draw on the bounce. But let's hope that it doesn't happen this time. Let's hope we can keep this run going. We're at 2 at the moment. Let's make it 3 and then we can push on because after this, we got Crystal Palace and Luton coming up.
Yeah.
So let's hope we can push it to 5, 6, 7 wins and just get on a nice little run and help us move further up the table and further into the competitions that we got coming up. The FA Cup against Preston's obviously January, and then obviously the 2 legs in the Carabao Cup. So let's hope we can go to the end of January with a nice little run, barely dropping points, not getting knocked out of competitions. And then we're in a good position.
Agree. I do agree with you. We have this discussion earlier on, considering the number of games and that Chelsea have lineup, and lots of them are winnable games. And if we could go on the run, if we should keep that consistency, it means that we can work our way closer to maybe an European place. Maybe Europa League or whatever competition we
Mhm.
find ourselves. It always help build that winning mentality into the young players. So I think Poch has to take things a little bit more serious. And I do understand, because of the injury, players going out and players coming in, it becomes very, very difficult for a coach to have his consistent starting 11. But then we just pray, and we're praying that the medical team have learned a lot of lessons and have learned a lot from the past regime and what they did not do right, and working on these players' fitness very, very well, so we can have a formidable squad, and also we can have a consistent starting 11 prior to the end of the season. Steven.
Yeah, that's obviously the ideal situation. But again, we can't put the injuries on the medical team because obviously they can't prevent it. But at the same time, you were saying about pushing up to a European place. The
Yeah.
bit that hurts me is that if it wasn't for dodgy officiating or stupid mistakes from our goalkeeper,
Mhm.
we should have beaten Liverpool. We should have beaten Arsenal. We should have beaten Man City. That's 6 more points, right? Those 6 points would have put us 7th ahead of Man U on goal difference, a point behind 6th, yeah, which would have subsequently put us 5 points off of 5th, which could even potentially end up being a Champions League place in the end.
Yeah.
And then 6 points off of, well, no, 5 points off of 4th as well, because Man City would have had 1 less point there as well. So that's the thing, right? How little it looks on paper, if you just won these 3 more games. But look at the difference it makes. It puts you basically 2 wins off the top 4.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. it completely changes the outlook on our season if we'd got those wins.
I
Because
do.
everyone's going, oh, this, like, oh, Poch out, all that. Well, not everyone, but you know what I mean? Like, there's
I mean, you're definitely going to have
areas of
that
the
coming.
supposed fans are like Poch out and all that, yeah? But if we'd got those extra 6 points, no one's even considering that.
I do agree. I mean, definitely you're gonna have divided fan base. Not everyone is gonna support Mauricio Pochettino because there's still a question mark behind him. Having win anything. You get what I'm saying?
No, he
So
has.
I mean, not the most prestigious trophy that everybody would think of. Not the Carabao Cup, not the FA Cup, not the Premier League, not the Super Cup, not
Yeah,
the
but he was at
Champions League.
Spurs. What do you want him to do? He's at Spurs. He got over to a Champions League final. That's a miracle in itself.
Don't make me laugh.
Like
Don't make me
that's
laugh.
not me firing shots. That's just me
Okay.
stating facts. They don't spend. He had, if I'm not mistaken, a fairly young team there as well,
Don't
and
make.
he still got them to the final. That in itself was very impressive, especially when you look at, for example, they could have been out in the group stages. Like they very narrowly scraped through the group stages. Then I think in a couple of the knockout games, they were behind after the first leg, especially the Ajax one. That was very impressive. As much as it hurts to say, that was very impressive.
I know. All right, so guys, thank you very much, everyone that's tuned in today. Big up to you guys, KFC. He said, big up, guys. Makeen, big up to you, my brother. I hope you're doing very well. Then my brother of all brothers, Chelsea perspective. You know, your brother has been quiet for some time now. I've been very, very busy. My schedules have all been messed up. Sometimes my screen goes very late in the evening. Sometimes today I have to lack not to go to classes or do anything that I'm doing. Christmas is here. Community work, a whole lot of work going on in our community and the neighborhood. So I have to involve myself and help out. So that's why sometimes my stream hasn't been consistent as it has been. But at the end of the day, we're still pushing in the content. We're still dropping the content in. So I just want to say, my brother, I wouldn't even say this, but thank you very much for finding time to join the channel. I know how busy you are in terms of your work. Chelsea Dunn, what has this man been? Chelsea Dunn. I almost call him a boy, but he's not a boy. He's a big man. Chelsea Dunn, where have you been? 1207, big up to you. He says, hi, May, big up to you, my brother. Hope you're doing very well. I want to love you forever. Also in the building. Hello, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. Wishing everyone a very Merry Christmas. Absolutely. I wish everyone a Merry Christmas too. Big up to you. Big up people, said Chelsea Perspective. Perspective came again. He said, I will jump on tomorrow. That would be nice. If you can. I know how busy you are. But that would be nice if you get a chance. Come on. Let's do some collaboration. We have to do. We haven't done a collaboration in a very, very long time. I know your numbers are up. My numbers are a little bit down. But then, yeah. I mean, it's good to do collaboration with the community. The content creators that have a lot of numbers. Yeah, we can do something together. So my brother will help me build up my numbers too. 1207 said, do you think we will buy Osimhen in January? I don't think so. I don't think Osimhen in the January is going to, even if Chelsea buys Osimhen in the January, he's not going to come to join the club in the January transfer. He will be with Napoli and probably would do just like we did with Christian Pulisic and Kuku and some other players. We pay the money, we let them stay at their various football clubs. Then in the summer, they move to Chelsea. That would be the best thing. But no one will leave a prolific striker like Victor Osimhen to move away from his club to join Chelsea in the January transfer. It's never going to happen.
I think it was Ornstein. He was doing. I think he done like a Q&A type thing, right?
Yeah.
And he said something to do with. It could be signing someone. Where is it? In the coming weeks, we can expect a forward to be recruited. It could even be an agreement is reached in the winter for a player to arrive once the season finishes.
Yeah.
As soon as I see that, I'm going to one name. I'm not joking. The one name I'm
Victor
going to is Victor Osimhen
Osimhen.
because Ivan Toney you can get in January. Osimhen you can't. There's no way you get him in January, as in to come in and play for you in January. You can get him in January in terms of what Ornstein said in that little bit there and what you've just said, where he
Yeah.
comes in the summer,
Mhm.
but you're not going to get him before that playing in the Chelsea shirt. No way.
All right. So thank you very much, Stephen G, for adding your 2 cents to the Victor Osimhen coming into Chelsea. Chelsea Dance, big up to you, bro. Hashtag Chelsea Perspective out. I didn't say it. It is Chelsea Dance. So Chelsea Perspective. If you're hearing that, attack that man. Yeah, I know where he lives. He lives in London. No, he doesn't. He live close to Stamford Bridge. I know his address. I'll give it to you. Do not worry about that, Chelsea Perspective.
Oh, wow.
All right, 1207 said,
That's the one
okay,
we just
I've
did.
read that one. Yeah. Chelsea Dan said, hey, bro, I'm okay, been busy. Send the link and I will join. I will definitely send it to you on tweet. Either I'll send it here or Twitter. I think I'll send it here. It don't matter. Anyone that is free who wants to join the platform can join. Just like I said, the platform is open for everyone. Feel free, join up and have your say. I want to wish everyone a big Merry Christmas. Today, we will talk a little bit about football, but besides that, Steven and I, we're gonna reveal certain things that you guys have never heard before. He's gonna tell me what he's been doing for the past 5 years every Christmas Eve and something else. So, what do you guys have never heard on this platform before? Steven and I, we're gonna reveal some secrets, good, big secrets, so you guys know us much better. What we like to eat on Christmas Day and what we do on Christmas Day. And I'll go back to like 10 years ago, even when I was not in America. I'll tell you what I used to do during Christmas time. I'll tell you. Okay. Chelsea Danze. Okay, I'll drop that. Merry Xmas. I don't like to say Xmas because I don't like saying the word Xmas. It is Merry Christmas. As I go, and I understand why you say Xmas. You can say it, but
It's
to
just
me,
easier.
yeah,
Like
not
if
Steven.
no, like if it's in a
Mhm.
message, it's so much easier in a message to just put Xmas.
Okay, in the message, yeah, Xmas, but there's something else also there. Why some people don't use Christmas, don't use the word Christmas. They want to go by Xmas. You get what I'm saying? There's something
Mm-hmm.
also in there. It's a weird world that we live in. I landed on me. Okay.
I'm a bro, Coachella.
Okay, all right. I know you on Coachella, always on Coachella. But yes, Chelsea Dan, I'll drop the link right there in a few seconds so you can come on and have you say, let us know what you make even on the previous game. Proud to another game coming on Sunday against Wolverhampton Wolves, yeah. Wolves on the Christmas Eve. So yeah, thank you very much, everyone that has been on the show today. Here we go again. Can Mauricio Pochettino can he do it? Is Enzo Fernandez also fit enough to play on Sunday? We're gonna look into Steven. Steven G,
Mm-hmm.
let's start with the injury news. 1207 said, imagine we made it to finals in the Carabao Cup and Poch is sacked. I
This
don't
isn't
see.
Jose and Spurs.
This is yeah. He's trying to relate that to Jose Mourinho as he just said that
We ain't
on
like that.
Obi-Wan podcast. Yeah, he said
We
that
ain't
many
like that.
times. Yeah, it will happen.
That
Chelsea
was
will never
funny
do
though.
that.
Like, how are you not won a trophy in how many years, and then you get to a final 2 days before you sack the manager that
So,
was giving you the best chance of winning something?
absolutely. I want to love you forever. Said sorry, but Xmas is taking Christ out of Christmas. Just my personal opinion. Absolutely, that's what I'm
Yeah,
also
yeah.
talking about. That's what I'm also talking about. But you know, it's all good. So thank you to everyone that is watching the show live. If you're on X, you're watching us live on Blue Clouds Media. If you're on YouTube, also live, watching us live on Blue Clouds Media. You're also watching us live on Facebook. Blue Clouds Media on Facebook. We haven't connect our Instagram yet because now there is possible for you to stream live from StreamYard to Instagram. We're gonna do that. We're gonna add that our account to the platform very soon so we can be streaming to all this platform. So those that don't know much about us can also watch us stream live on those platforms. So yeah, I'm very happy StreamYard has made that possible. So, Steven, we're
Mhm.
gonna look into the injury list. You did upload the numbers of
Uh,
injury players that have
yeah, I
recovered
sent
already.
the picture from the website to the
Yeah,
group. Yeah.
take us through it. Take us through the injury.
Uh, where? 2 seconds. Okay, so I'm just gonna make it quicker by saying that Chalobah, Carney Chukwuemeka, Wesley Fofana,
Okay.
are still undergoing their rehabilitation programs. Sanchez is undergoing the early stages of his rehabilitation program. Reece James is in the early stages of recovery after hamstring surgery. Kukure
Correct.
is in the early stages of recovery following his ankle surgery. Enzo Fernandez is being assessed after coming off against Newcastle midweek. But here's the big one. So we knew that Madueke was in full team training. He was in full team training from the last report we got before the Newcastle
Okay.
game. But now Romeo Lavia and Leslie Ugachukwu have both joined him in returning to full team training. But one other thing, Ben Chilwell has now stepped up into partial team training. So essentially the the four changes from the last report are that
Ben
Enzo is
Chilwell.
being assessed, Chilwell's in partial team training, which he wasn't on the
Okay.
last report. And then Lavia and Leslie are both returned to full team training. They're
Leslie
like the four
Okuchukwu.
changes from the last report.
So, the last time we had almost about 10 players or 8
It's
players
still
on the
about that.
list. Yeah, and we have two getting their way back by, let's say, by January. We should have Ben Chua back in his position, then Leslie Okuchukwu on the bench. So, happy days, Steven. Uh,
Mhm.
Good things are happening right now for Chelsea.
We're
So,
at 11 at the moment.
11
Chalobah,
play.
Chilwell, Chukwuemeka, Kukurea, Enzo, Fofana, Reece James, Lavia, Madueke,
Would you add
Sanchez, and
Enzo
Leslie.
to that list?
Enzo's
Because
on there.
what kind of injury? I thought he was
They're
ill.
saying he's being assessed.
If he's ill, what test that do
They're
they
saying
need
he's
from
being assessed. So maybe that report out of Argentina is true after all.
that he's been playing
There
with
was, there
some
was a
kind of pain?
report coming out of Argentina about him having chronic groin issue.
Okay,
So
okay,
maybe it was both. Maybe he was ill the other night, but maybe he also does have a chronic groin issue that needs sorting as well. Maybe it's
okay.
both.
All right. So thank you very much, Stephen G. How many more did you mention? All the 11 players.
I've touched on all of them. I just made it quicker
Okay.
by grouping them together. So the ones that are continuing rehab, the ones that are in full team training and stuff like that. It just makes it a lot easier than going one by one and just say this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy are at this stage.
All right. 1207. Thank you very much. 1207 said, tell me our 11 against Wolves, and we know that Nkuku will not start. So when will you introduce him in? Nkuku will definitely come in during the second half. He's definitely not going to start. So second half, even I wouldn't even introduce Nkuku if we don't need him. Nkuku was introduced in our last game against Newcastle because the team needed him. There was no goals
To be
flowing.
fair, Poch
But
said before the game that he'll get minutes anyway.
yeah, okay. Before the game, he was going to get him. Definitely. So Nkuku will come in. Guys, do not worry. We the team have to work, have to do things in the right way. If you force rush these players in, remember Nkuku don't have that much fitness here. He hasn't played a full 90 minutes. So you're working him to the games little by little as his body is also adjusting to that intensity. Tracking back, running forward, it's not the same as during training grounds routine. Things that you do on the training grounds are not the same as what you do during match day life. You get what I'm saying? It's different. You're running and people around, people pulling you. It's way different compared to the training grounds. People have to be very cautious, and the way they run, they with the tackles, so they don't get injured. All these things play a role in how training goes and how live match day also goes. So Mauricio Pochettino is trying to be very careful with Christopher Nkuku. Would you like to see Nkuku get injured again? and be gone for another 2 3 months. You don't want to see that. You don't want to see that. The team has paid lots of money. The club have paid lots of money on these players, and we want to see them play instead of being on the bench and then taking money. So, and Steven, certain few
Mhm.
questions that were being asked. Chelsea Dunn, the link is there. The link is right there. Okay, Scala is joining us here. Scala, big up to you, Scala.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can
Yep,
hear you
we can
now.
hear.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, though, I first thought that there won't be any games during Christmas. I thought there was going to be a winter break, but
Yeah.
No,
I
that
don't think
comes
that's
January, February.
yeah. I think there was a break last year as well. I think the first week of Jan. So I didn't knew there were this week there was a game week. So
Yeah.
yeah, man. I mean, Chelsea. I think you guys have a good, decent run right now. I was checking your games. You guys are playing Luton and Palace. I mean, Palace is not really doing well, but you know, never know with Chelsea. Chelsea are in this season. They are famed to bring bad teams in good form. Classic case with United, a team which lost 3-0 to Bournemouth. How can they beat Chelsea before that game week? So yeah, I expect you to. I think this is also a home game for you guys, if I'm not wrong.
No,
No,
I
it's
think
away.
away. It's
It's
away
at
goal.
Oh,
Molineux. Molineux.
that could be difficult because I think Wolves lost the last game very badly. So yeah, they
Probably
need to
it
win.
was an away game because Wolves haven't lost at their home ground. I think in six consecutive
Yeah,
games,
I
they
Yeah,
mean,
haven't
they
lose.
haven't lost since they lost to Liverpool. Since then, they beat Man City, drew with Aston Villa with a red card, by the way, so with 10 men.
And beat City.
Drew with
I mean, sorry,
Newcastle, beat
Spurs.
Spurs,
Beat
and then
Spurs.
beat Burnley and drew with Forest.
Yeah.
hmm.
So they're on a decent home run. Just their overall form isn't very good. Like if we take
Yeah.
home games out of it, their overall form isn't that great at the moment. But their home form's really good.
Yes, so whilst we have Scala here, I'm very glad we have Scala here. Let me wish him a Merry Christmas in advance. I'm not sure if he celebrate Christmas, but we're still gonna
Yeah, I
wish
mean,
him.
we do. We are Christians as well. So, I mean,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, that's my wish to you. Merry Christmas, my brother. Enzo 1207 said Enzo has
Mm.
suspected Hania. He might not be available this weekend. So that's coming from 1207. Thank you very much, 1207, for the update on Enzo Fernandez. We'll move on from there. Steven, there was a question that was being asked to Mauricio Pochettino
Mm-hmm.
regarding why is he not playing a natural left-footed player in that position. I'm not so sure
You
if
mean natural left
you've
back,
heard
right?
it. Natural, and Martin's a left back.
Yeah.
Yeah, natural left back and playing a right back in that position. That has to do with Matson and Malo Gusto. What do you think Mauricio Pochettino is thinking? Why is he not playing a Matson who is naturally plays that position?
I haven't actually seen that. We were sort of talking about it before, but I don't know the ins and outs of what he said or anything like that. But I'd imagine that it relates to size and stuff like that. Maybe that's what I would presume. He tends to prefer him in attack as well, which is where he's been playing him since preseason. He did put him at left back
Mhm.
towards the end of the Newcastle game. So we did end up with Gusto at right back and Martin at left back towards the end. But yeah, I don't know the actual answer that he gave, but I'd imagine maybe something to do with size.
Um, Scala, will you have any idea of why he's not playing the young guy from Burnley instead of he's a natural left back, but then play other players in that position? In your own experience of what you've seen from Manchester United, can you have any idea of why you think he's doing that?
I mean, aren't both your right backs injured, like Malo Gusto and Reece
No,
James? So I
Gusto's
don't.
back.
Gusto is
Okay,
back.
okay. Is he match fit? Match fit
Yeah,
back?
he played a right back.
He came off the bench at half time versus Newcastle at left back and then switched over to right back where Martin came on.
Oh, okay. Matson is a left attacking fullback, isn't he? He's not exactly a left back. What I've seen of him, he's very much like a left wing back kind of. I feel like I'm not sure how good he is defensively, Maybe you guys have watched him more, but what I have seen of him, like he's very good going forward.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think he's just showing a bit of loyalty to Cucurella because he has been playing out of position. And I mean, we see this very often. See, like the right backs are always playing left back. I mean, Delo has been playing left back for us since the starting of the season. The only left back I can remember playing as a right back is Ferland Mendy at Real Madrid. Not even at Real Madrid. He used to play for France.
Mhm.
I saw him play a couple of games on right back, but that doesn't usually happen. So I think he's just being loyal to that player because when James and this guy were out, he was the only available fullback, and he wanted to leave last January. I mean, United were linked with him, so I guess he's showing a bit of faith in him, or just trying to be a bit giving it back because. I mean, look, I don't think he was good against us, but after that, I haven't watched much of Chelsea. Was he good after those games, Cucurella?
No,
Not really.
No, it
Not really.
he was all right, and then the last couple of games, the Newcastle game, and then the game against Everton,
Yeah.
he went back to sort of his old ways, in my opinion. But he got injured against Everton, so he didn't play versus Sheffield United, and he didn't play midweek. He's had surgery on his ankle, so he's got to be out till like March, maybe.
Yeah.
Let me calm my brother down
So we
here.
got no
Chelsea
left back
done.
for like 3-4 weeks now.
Okay. Chelsea Dan, welcome back to the channel again. Chelsea Dan, Merry Christmas,
Pick up
my
my
brother.
brother. Merry Christmas. I hope you're well. I hope the family's well. Merry Christmas to everyone in here. I see we got a Man United fan in here.
Yeah.
Man,
Very happy
oh,
with
God.
Man fan. I was thinking I could have a Liverpool fan also on the channel, so
Oh,
we
is
can
it?
go through. Yeah, but now he's not here for now. But then, yeah, this is
No.
what we have here. We are very happy that you joined the show as we going through some of the games. But before we look into the upcoming games, Chelsea Dan, let me ask you a little bit regarding what you've seen so far from Pochettino, because I haven't had you on the show for quite a while. What do you think of Mauricio Pochettino in our last game?
Oh, like I said to you, my Boney, I've got faith in Pochettino. A lot of fan base haven't. And I think it's stupid because he's only been there for like 4 months. Yeah, this ain't actually his team, right?
Okay.
You've got to understand, he ain't got the players. He didn't put one of the Caicedos and these the Michael Jacksons and the Nuni Maduekes and Modrics and that. Well, we know he had Modric last season.
And then
but,
Prince and the others.
yeah, and like Dissect and Roberto Sanchez and all these guys. He
then,
said the team's not good enough. Like, that knee, yeah?
Jimmy
We know
Fox
our
and the
team-
rest.
Yeah.
You
I just
see,
don't
yeah.
get. I don't get my boy. Yeah, right. We played a 4-3-3 in pivot against Man City, like against Arsenal. A few games, and we were outclassed. But when it comes to a 4-2-3-1 system, it doesn't work for us. When we played against Man United, the system didn't work for us. Yes, we missed Conor Gallagher in that pivot. Yeah.
Yeah.
If we had a Conor Gallagher in that pivot, we would have probably won that game against Man United. But I know we've had a lot of injuries, and some of them, I think, they need to go. They need to be sold because too much injury prone is not good enough. Like Reece James, yeah, we know he's one of our best right backs in the world. He comes back and now he's out, and he needs a surgery, and he's refusing to get the surgery. He needs a surgery.
Reece has got it.
Look at the man like Gusto against Newcastle as soon as he came back from injury. Yeah, look out on that left side, outstanding. He played quality against Newcastle when he came on, and then he got to right back and he was just better. The thing is, Reece James has got a lot of competition with man like Gusto. Yeah, Cucurella needs to be sold. Ben Chilwell needs to be sold. Don't get me, I love Ben Chilwell, but he's injury prone. We need to get rid of the injury prones in our team. But if we need to be a successful club to try and be top 5 this season, situation, Nkunku's just come back. Yeah, I'm not going to lie, but the Newcastle game was outstanding. When I watched it, yes, we made a mistake from Badashili. Badashili's come back from injury.
Yeah.
He's not really fully fit. People saying we know Badashili is one of the best centre backs last season. We know how quality he's got, but he's just not at his best of form yet. When we was 1-0 down, we couldn't break the counter because Newcastle were an embarrassment club, part the boss against us, played like proper defensive, and we battered them off their turf. The thing is, yeah, I'm glad we got the goal and then that Pegovic. I'm glad we got that Pegovic goal. I do not want to see Roberto Sanchez in goal no more. This kid, 19 years of age or 20 years of age, could hold the ball, play with his feet, and he's got good standard saves in him. The first goal against Newcastle wasn't his fault because it was Badiashile's fault. I don't know what Badiashile was doing. He should have kicked that ball out. But Pochettino, now once his players are back, and he gets his players in January, I'm thinking once he gets these players, we need a winger, we need a striker, we need a left back. If it's true that Theo Hernandez wants to come to Chelsea, because I've heard Theo Hernandez is pushing to move from AC Milan to come to Chelsea. Once he's in that team with like probably Mano Gusto, Reece and Fernando Hernandez, and then you have Badiashile and Thiago Silva, and then you have Lavia coming back, I think we'll start cooking, and I think we'll start getting up on the top of the table because we're not far off.
It would take time. I know all these names that you've just said, you just mentioned. Scala, Stephen and I will tell you that although they're big name players, but it would still take time for them to understand the philosophy, understand the teamwork. So it would take about 5 games or 4 games for them to have that telepathy understanding on how that moves and how this player moves, for them to understand each other on the pitch, because we're still going to have Premier League games, but I'm telling you, maybe during Carabao Cup games, we may have different players featuring in those games. So still, it will take time for them to have that team chemistry.
But the thing is, if Theo Hernandez is experienced, he's won the World Cup.
But you cannot just judge. Or would I say, based on that fact alone, that his experience, he's going to come to the Premier League and then hit the ground running. No, it doesn't. It doesn't work like that. There are lots of players that are so experienced. Andriy Shevchenko is one of them. Arguably one of the most best strikers in world football at that time, was being brought to Chelsea and couldn't even score many goals. You get what I'm saying? Even Fernando Torres moved, even from the Premier League, he moved to Chelsea and have it very difficult. So it's all different.
But we bought Fernando Torres from a really bad injury from Liverpool. That was a white whip-off. We paid 50 mil for Fernando Torres. But
he was still at the football club for quite some time. He could, get back to his ways.
My bro, I agree with what you're saying, right? Yeah. But if you look at Fernando Torres, with his bad injury, he was world-class striker for Liverpool, right? He came into Chelsea, and he was a little bit good for us. He got us to the final of the Champions League. Fair enough, he didn't play the final. But experience brings in so much different into the game. Look at Man United. Like, Man United's got a lot of experience in their club. But they're just downfall from it. They can't win games. They've got Bruno Fernandes, experience. You've got Varane. How many Champions League he's won with Real Madrid, right?
About three times.
Then you have Casemiro, one of the best CDMs in the world. Well, how many games for Real Madrid, right? The situation is, Man United have fallen, their Old Traffords are falling down so much with all these players now, because it's not them as the player, it's Ten Hag. The Ten Hag system of player style is not good enough of their style of play at Man United.
I'll let United fans come in and then outline that for us. So let's.
What I was trying to say yesterday, right? As experienced players, you bring into a style what Pochettino needs. He said it in the thing. He's had enough with the lack of confidence in our club. We need a striker, we need a right winger, and we need a proper left back and an experienced goalkeeper, right? So he said that in his press conference. He's had and he's told Todd Bowley and their body. So Todd Bowley and their body, even though I know they're useless, but they have actually listened to Pochettino. He said enough is enough. Right? No, but we know.
Hold on. You cannot call them useless. Come on, Chelsea Dan. You cannot call someone's father useless. His dad is useless. You get what I'm saying? These are people. They are millionaires. These are millionaires. These are millionaires.
But they don't know nothing about football.
Say it that way.
But no, what I'm trying to say to you is, my brother, right? As we all know, we love Chelsea football.
Just now, let me tell you this.
We have to agree they are useless because they're not.
Before you go further, let me tell you something. Have you ever tried to do something else besides what you're used to doing all the time, and it's going very bad for you. Let's say you're good at remodeling, right? Maybe carpentering job, you're good at it. Have you tried to do do a computer work? You're trying to maybe when I say refurbish, you're trying to how do you say this? This time.
Well, let me ask you.
You're trying to do something on your computer, and somebody else come in and say, "Okay, you're useless on the computer because you can't do anything."
Okay. Let me ask you a question, right? Okay, as a billionaire person, and you spend billion worth on flop that's not experienced and not good enough to do something. That's why we're in a table. You expecting them to buy more kids and to be a more mid-average team. The thing
let me tell you this.
If you was an owner,
they have a track record of being successful in the things that they've done. They own the LA Dodgers. They own it, and they've been successful from there.
Yeah,
from
but
there, they move on
we're not.
Lakers.
But my boy, we're not baseball. We're not baseball.
No, they're all sports.
Football.
They're all sports, and they have a way of doing it.
But
and they've been
your
successful.
football's totally different to the.
No. It's not different. If it's sports, yes, it's the same sports.
It's not. It's totally different. Football's totally different to baseball and
what
American
is football?
football.
It's not human. It's not human playing football. Basketball is not human being playing basketball.
My boy, listen, I love you loads, but you can't compare NFL or NBL or baseball or cricket or ice hockey, all this kind of stuff. You can't not compare.
No. I will compare. I will compare. If you go into that narrative, Chelsea done it wrong. Let me let Steven. Chelsea down. Let me let Steven. Steven, come in a little bit. Come in a second. Look, he's trying to compare what Todd Bowley is doing right now. Maybe Scarlett's also hearing me. Scarlett has his view on it. And I'm trying to tell him, look, they have a good track record of going to different sports and being successful in it. I was trying to say, look, there's not much difference between the baseball, basketball, and football. They're all sports. But when they go in, they employ the right people that will take the club or the sports to a different level, and they have been successful. Now they've gone into a different sports, which is football, British football, and they are trying to be successful over there. Would you say that they can never achieve anything good? Would you classify them as useless as Chelsea Dan is classifying them to be?
What I will say is that when they came in, I think it was Bowley said that his belief is that when you're essentially like the owner and that, you hire the best in class and you give them the resources to do what they do best. The issue we have is that whilst Winstanley and Stewart can ID talent, right, they can't negotiate. We have to get someone who can negotiate. That's where we have the issue. You can keep them for identifying the talent, but don't let them go near negotiations. That's why Egbali's had to go into the Enzo deal and into the Caicedo deal to wrap it up. Because whilst you keep them on the smaller deals that say Winstanley's used to at Brighton, right? You know, when you're signing the youngsters and that. You might keep him on that, but you get someone who knows what they're doing at the higher level. Like, you know that Michael Edwards was at Liverpool. He's got a company now, right? You could get their company to help you, right? Or you could go out and get a Paul Mitchell, for example. Paul Mitchell has worked with Poch before as well.
Yeah,
I think we're also looking at someone else who's been director of football at Betis, who is someone who has also worked with Poch before. I think we're looking at him to come in as well. He's director of football at Betis.
So Stephen, all that you're saying now is something is not working right. And I'm sure the owners, those that owns it, knows that something is not working right. Over time, they will be changing because they have the same problem when they went to LA Dodgers. When they bought the club, they had the same problems. Over time, they changed things, and the baseball team have become successful as it is. Same thing, same experience. They went through basketball, and they have the same problem. And things will change over time. They're not going to sit down when things not going right.
How many? Let me ask you a quick question for the LA Dodgers. Yeah, they've won. My first recall. Yeah, two cups with that club. Yeah, in like 6 years. First year they won it in 2011, and then the other year they won it in 2019.
Yeah.
So you're saying that's more a successful thing to do. It takes you so many years to So you want us Chelsea to win one season and 10 years win another season, another cup.
No,
Bet
that's
your
different.
club, bet your club.
Considering they haven't won it in a very, very long time, and when they came in, they were able to make them win again the first time, and were able to win again for the second time. It's not easy. My Detroit Lions in football hasn't won it over 30 years. That's if someone comes in and buy the football football club or buy the football team and then go ahead and win the Super Cup. It's a major achievement in the first place, like Roman Abramovich did in the first time when he came to Chelsea.
But
Chelsea have over 25 years.
Look
they haven't won it until they won it.
Well, yeah, look at what when we had Matthew Harding, right? We started winning cups, right? We had cups. Stu Roman and Fitz went over to Tottenham. My brother-in-law was in here. He's a Tottenham fan. He can't say nothing to us, yeah.
Scala, chest it down. Make it a little bit small so Scala can come in. Okay.
Yeah. Quickly, let me finish landing what I'm trying to say. The point about. You have Roman first season got us winning the cup. These owners, why I say they're useless, because they don't know nothing about manufacture of talent players. They don't bring in. They listen to Stuart, from Brighton. These directors
was Brighton. Stuart was, I think, was it Stuart?
No, Nottingham Forest.
I can't remember which one Stuart was, but
we got it from
Nottingham Forest. We got it from Southampton, who'd come from.
Yeah.
That's Shields. That's Joe Shields. He'd been at Man City to Southampton and came to us.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, right. These directors are useless, right? Phil was the one wanted to bring in top class. He's the one told about Enzo Fernandez. These owners are wanting a yes man, and Pochettino is not a yes man, right? So, on a balance of the thing, if you're a billionaire, no matter if you spend billion, you buy players that have got incredible mentality. Like if they're still like, this was bought like a 16-year-old kid who probably we might not see in like 5 or 6 years' time, right? Yeah, you got these players like Jackson, who's a 6-goal wanderer who like struggled, who scored against Tottenham with 9 men, right? These kind of players ain't really. These could be a redefinition of coming good or coming bad, and we've seen the players what we've got from here are totally waste of money. They are a waste of money.
I don't think they are.
As a striker, you need look. Man United Hydra. They spent 70 million. Look what he hasn't done. Nothing in the top 3 since Jordan. So they have their attackers since Jordan Sancho.
Well, look at the Man United's attackers. Look at Holland. They spent over 80 million on Holland. He hasn't even scored a single goal in the Premier League. Jackson, 35 million, have scored 6 or 7 goals. He's getting close to double digits.
Okay, yeah, but you're looking at the bigger picture. He scored 6 or 7 goals, but he scored against lower clubs, and he scored against a 9-man team that against Tottenham. That
he scored a hat trick. He scored a hat trick against.
The easy tap-ins, and my 10-year-old boy.
It don't matter whether he's tapping or penalties.
My 10-year-old boy or my little kid could just score. My dog could have scored that. I
don't care how a striker scores his goals. All I need is to put the ball in the back of the net.
No,
it's
but
not easy. It's not that easy.
Listen, Tammy Abraham, when he was at Chelsea,
you guys call him a tapping mission.
He hold the ball, he dribbled around the players and scored hard goals against top teams. Jackson, you don't see what he does as a frontier, as a striker.
Hakeem, try again.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying,
Let me test it down. I'll come back to you. We got quite some time. I'll come back to you. Let me go. Makeem, do it again. It says device not connected. It always say that until you try enter the stream again. All right, try that, Makeem. Scala, let me go to Scala. Scala, over to you. Let me know your perspective on what we're discussing right now, Scala.
Yeah, I mean, look. My point is that I think you guys have got too many players. I think you need to trim the squad down. Too many of your players are club signings, and you have given that to the manager, whether it's Graham Potter or this guy Pochettino. Pochettino, if you look at where he has been successful at Tottenham and Southampton, he had a very limited squad, and the one which he has flopped is at PSG, where he has got all the superstars. So I think if you have got Pochettino, you have to cater to his needs, not you signed so many youngsters. I mean, I saw this picture of this I think Ecuadorian captain, some new guy you
Kendrick
signed.
Pierce.
Yeah, he's. I mean, you signed him. I mean,
It's
okay,
another
fine.
one
He's
also
one for
coming.
the
There's
future.
another
He's
one
not
also
really for
coming.
the.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't think
they
he's
are.
going to be playing. But lots of your players are not really manager signings, and that's what. I mean, you wanted Caicedo, okay. I mean, we are not sure whether Poch wanted him or not. I mean, I can understand
The
why.
board wanted Caicedo. The board is
Yeah, I
everybody
probably
in the
they
top
took
body
it on
wanted.
the ego, like we are competing with Liverpool and we are going to pay over the odds. I mean, I can see why Klopp wanted him, because Klopp has already got a system and he can put Caicedo in directly. Look at how good McAllister has fit in. But you can't say the same thing with Chelsea. Chelsea. I mean, one day, I mean, Mudryk is a classic example. One day he's good for one game, he's good. Next 3 games, he disappears. Same goes for Raheem Sterling. So I don't think all these players. I don't think these players are going to work under Poch. Players like Sterling and Nicholas Jackson probably as well. I think you need to trim the squad down and get the players he wants so that he can develop. Too many of them are youngsters, so they are going to be inconsistent. You cannot expect consistency even from the likes of Enzo. This guy has never played in the Premier League before you bought him. So I think you need a couple of in the age bracket of 25 to 30-year-olds who are coming to their are in their peak, like how we signed Varane and Casemiro, so that they can guide your players.
In regards
So
to what my brother just said with the owners, do you think they're useless because they're so naive that they don't know what they're doing?
I don't think they are totally useless. I mean, I'm not sure that Boli knows too much about football. I think that's the thing. He has done well by delegating the responsibilities to the people who do.
Yeah.
But again, I'm not really sure how good are these board members. Like I told you last time before we ended the stream that there was some indifference with Iqbali and other board people on the board.
Yeah.
Obviously, you guys said that's a false thing. So maybe those guys are not really like what you need. I think you do need a sporting director who can work with the manager. That's something even United needs. And whenever Jim Ratcliffe's come, I think we are linked with Dan Ashworth, the Newcastle guy. He's worked at Newcastle. So you need someone who can connect with the manager. I don't think you should be giving the manager complete freedom to make his signing. Otherwise, you end up with 85 million Anthony, 75 million Hoyland. You do those kinds of mistakes. So yeah,
No, but I've got with Pochettino. If he brings the players in, Skylar, he'll bring them great successful. Like these boards, yeah, they're the ones bought the players, not Pochettino. There's not one signing of Pochettino signing in our club, right? You got Ed Buddy and Todd Bowley put the commands on these players who he bought, yeah, and some of them are not really in the spectre of great mentality talent. Like, how long are we going to wait for Jackson to be coming to his improvement striker? What, we're going to wait for 7 or 8 years? I don't want that. If it's going to be 7 or 8 years, like Pochettino said, he ain't a striker, right? He's not good enough to be a striker. He's come out of that. So if he's not going to get him sold, they're on about Conor Gallagher getting sold in January. Why are we selling Conor Gallagher? Like,
I don't think it's true. I don't think
it
it's
is true. No, it is true. Todd Bowley and Ed Barley want him. Todd Bowley and Ed Barley want him gone. So
by the way, it won't be Bowley. If anyone is like Barley, Bowley's been the one that's trying to stop us selling the Cobham lot.
Yeah.
He tried to stop the Gilmore one and everything. So I think if anyone's trying to sell Cobham,
they're both working together. They're both working together.
No, but Bowley's not involved on the sporting side anymore. Bowley don't do the sporting side. He stepped back from that last January.
But I don't believe that, Stefan, one bit. He says he stepped back, but he came in and got involved in January market when he wanted to get Nicholas Jackson and Caicedo down the line. It's all PR ball.
That's not coming from them. That's not coming from them.
Of course it is. Honest the truth, yeah. These owners, right, they need to step back and let proper management directors, sport directors that they know football. That's why they sat Thomas Tuchel. That's why they sat the best sporting directors what we had after Roman's area, right? They need to manufacture and listen to Potts. He said he wants experience. These players are not good enough to be compete level in top table leagues. So if that's the case, even Pochettino's cover, Jackson's not good enough as a striker. Broder's not good enough as a striker. Nuno Madueke, he didn't rate him at Tottenham. He ain't a good at a ringer. He don't even rate Modric, but he has no choice to play Raheem Sterling and play Cole Palmer, right? And he has to play Modric. So the thing is, yeah, this great successful of the owners, spending 1 billion of the merchants of an entire era. Right, what we've had with Roman, yes, we've been sanctioned and all this, and we've lost a lot of office. They sacked our legend who came up and faced to top by everybody. You're not good as owners, and landed it against him, saying this ain't Chelsea no more. That's why they sacked him off. They sacked our garden man who's been there for long, like 50 to 60 years. They're predicating, yeah. What they want to do is in our club is buy elite. Let's say they want to buy elite players. And if they're not elite players, then sell them on. So if you're going to sell on the players, the players ain't going to confess as being world talent. What, you can wait till 6 years and not good enough, going to worth over 100 million.
Why is it doing
Then
that so much?
FFP and FA is going to be on our back. So the situation is, if you're going to spend money in January, spend it right on a players that has got experience, that won trophies and know the system very well. Half of these players for a minute do not know the system. I'm not blaming Enzo Fernandez because Enzo's not in his right position for a minute. Once he plays the 4-3-3, he's in that right position. You need to get the main factor, bring us to Victor Osimhen, and if you want to show that you want Chelsea to win in ways and be world class, yeah, you bring in experience, not no youth academy, and then 10 years down the line, we're in a championship. Because this team, for a minute, yeah, we're in a championship. We're not even coping in a championship. We're not cope. It's a more physical football in the championship, and they can't even cope. So we're relying on Nkunku, Cole Palmer, Raheem Sterling, yeah, and then we've got Lavia. So once Lavia back, yeah, then once Pochettino gets 2 more players, let's see. I'm thinking if they could get the players top 5, I'm not going to say Nkunku because he's just come back from injury, right? You need about 2 or 3 games to warm up before he starts scoring goals, right? So does Lavia needs to be in that DM. And obviously, but just for a minute, yeah, we need a whole new change rebuild, yeah. Need to get rid of a few players that are not good enough in this team and get proper good players.
Thank you very much, Chelsea dancers. For the
thing I would
meantime, we
say
need some new
quickly,
players. Go ahead, Steven.
Because we're gonna wrap up soon because it's nearly time, is that we agree we need to get an actual director. We can't have Win Stanley doing our deals, right? Hence a Paul Mitchell. The issue I then have is that the problem is some of the players we need, we won't be able to get to come in immediately. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I think you mentioned him and I've mentioned him in the past. Theo Hernandez, for example, right? Don't think we can get him in January. Victor Osimhen, I think that have to be a pre-deal. If we're getting him, that have to be a pre-deal for some. I don't see us getting him in January. Then again, like, I'll take it if it means that next year the team's stronger. Like, if that has to be the situation, I can accept that. Maybe you have to get someone on loan for the rest of the season, 6 months. But if outside of that, if you're going for an Osimhen and Theo Hernandez, but they can't join to the summer, get someone on loan for 6 months. Fine by me. Because then you got the players you need for next season all ready to come in, and then straight away they can be in first day preseason, learning the system and ready to go. That's the issue that I have.
100%. That's spot on. I agree with what you're saying, Steph. But then they're talking about this Super League coming back, yeah. So if you want to bring in this, if you want to get in this Super League, you need good class talent players. Because if we don't do that Super League and it happens,
we're not in it. We've already come out and said it.
Yeah, I know, but we're not in it. But if it did happen, if Top Bowling and their body did change their mind, we'd be bottom of that table every single season because we ain't got a good enough forward.
All right, Chelsea done. Another player Chelsea is trying to sign. Guys, if you're watching us live, do not forget to subscribe to Blueclouds Media channel, both on X and also Facebook. You can find Blueclouds Media channel on Facebook, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't. Always keep a bell notification icon active at all time so you don't miss a thing from Blueclouds Media. If you are joining us here to Chelsea, then we are discussing the big game coming up on Sunday against Wolves. Chelsea will be traveling to Wolves to play a Premier League game against this team. Gary O'Neill and his boys have made their home ground a very difficult place for big teams or teams to go there and win. They have consistently win 6 games in that ground. They haven't lost. They beat the likes of Manchester City, Tottenham Hotspurs, and other teams. So it will be a very, very difficult game for Chelsea. Chelsea having some players coming back from injury list, and that is what we've been talking about. We've been talking about the injury list. We've seen some players recovering, and also good news. Reece James have gone through his surgery, and he's on the recovery process at this moment. So that's where we are also talking about this young chap that apparently is being revealed by reported by Fabrizio Romano yesterday that Chelsea are very close in signing him. He is a Senegalese international who plays on just ended under 17 World Cup. A midfielder, very, very good and is good on the pitch, but he's very, very young. As the model is get the young players. And also, if you look at the picture on the left-hand side, or probably on your left-hand side of
that's
the screen,
our left.
Yeah. On your left side, on the side of the screen, he was at Stamford Bridge with Kendrick P. What's his name? Is it Kendrick P.S., right?
Kendrick P.S.
Yeah, Kendrick P.S., Ecuadorian international. Both were there to witness the game against Chelsea and Newcastle United. If the news is not true, he's never going to make his way there. So yes, another player that Chelsea are signing. Chelsea are making that connection between all the continent African players, just like Roman Abramovich did in his days, and it brought so many unity and so many subscribers or followers to the football club. Chelsea have over 25 million followers on Twitter or X alone, more or less. Look at the numbers from Facebook and the numbers from other platforms. So that is how you can build a very, very strong football club. So
let me say on that is that
go ahead.
When they came in, I think the ownership group, again, might have been Todd Bowley specifically, said that they want to do things like look at like the African football markets and stuff like that, because they believe like you could potentially find some like really quality players there potentially, because it's not really a market that gets overly looked into, especially by the Prem clubs. They sort of wait until those players have been in Europe and then they get them from there.
Chester Dan, what's your thoughts on this another young player coming
more kids, I told y'all.
But then he's not going to be first team is the difference.
He's not going to be first team players.
Yeah,
no.
But so Steve, so how long have we got? We've got Cassidy out, like Anton Santos out, like that Brazilian winger, Gabriel. We thought he's going to be in the first team. We went out on loan. Then you buy more youth academy players. How long are we going to wait to see them play? What, another 6 or 5 years time? It's not good enough. This is not good enough.
I don't. Just Dan, will you be happy? Will you be happy when Chelsea spend 100 million on big Finnish players and they come to the football club and cannot? It doesn't work.
What? Nee.
Compared to 15 million.
Nee. I would be happy if they're improving players and they come out to be world-class talents. If they're not going to come out world-class talents and we buy a bunch of flops, then FFP's on their back. Then FFP. Of course we do. Of course we do. We're not Arsenal. We're not Tottenham. We're not elite. We're not an elite experienced club. We're a big club that's won it all and been doing it for decades, years, winning stuff. And so they took money their bodies and running our clubs down.
You are not getting it. You're not getting this. The kind of the way that football teams used to practice in the days 10 years ago has changed. No, everyone is investing in kids. United, Arsenal, Real Madrid, everyone is doing the same thing. Real Madrid has brought in a Brazilian striker. What's his name again? This young Brazilian striker, Steven, can you help me with his name?
Endrick.
Endrick is about 16, 17
You know,
years
apparently
old.
we were close to getting him as well.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we was.
And then,
Yeah, we was.
Then
when
Mascada.
Madrid came in.
Then Mascada. It's good when you spend 15, 20 million on these players. Know that they can get better in the next 4 or 5 years. Instead of going to spend 80 million.
Okay. So we're buying these players. They're going to the other league in the French league.
To develop.
What?
Yeah.
Is it FC Strasbourg we own? They own or whatever. They own FC Strasbourg in the French league. Yeah. So they're going to develop. The fans are PR testing that they want Todd Bowley and their Barley out of that club for what's going on at their club. Well, the thing was, so we're gonna, so you're expecting us, yeah, to buy more young youth players, yeah, proven if appearance that they're never gonna hardly get played. Look at what Roman did back in the days. Look at like Lucas PS, Van Jinkels. Look at the players like that Nigerian kid, Gatia, I can't remember. Kakuta. Kakuta. Right, we saw him like 2-3 games. That's it. We never seen him at all. Right. Then you had
because just that you have to know not all these players.
Then you had Kennedy. Yeah, Kennedy was Brazilian. Right. Well, quality player for Brazil. Yeah, that young kid. Hardly never got played. Went to Newcastle, did well, and after that,
Kennedy did something wrong.
So we're going to start spending more money. So FFP and FA is going to be on our backs, yeah, buying more youth in the development that might not be most successful in the future for us. Look at Cassidy, yeah. People are moaning about Cassidy at Leicester for a minute, my boy, yeah. Like he's doing good, wonderful things. Why did he not play for the first team? And the next minute, people saying he's crap. Like he might be crap for us. So we can't.
Chesterton, let me say this.
No, I'm fed up with the owners.
Not all these players can grow up to become world-class players, but then at least you can get a few from them that can help the football club. Do you know how much money that Leicester City spent on N'Golo Kanté? Only 3 million. Leicester City bought N'Golo Kanté for only 3 million. And
my boy, are you going to be happy, yeah? This season, next season, season before that, we don't make top 4 and we're not in a Champions League. You're going to be so happy buying all these youth kids coming into our thing. We're going to be a mid-average table. How do we know if they're going to come into Chelsea and prove
you're not understanding it. These young kids are not made for the starting 11, for the for the first team. They are there to develop and grow up to become talents to help the team. Even if they can't make it at that stage to play for Chelsea, the price tag at which Chelsea spend on them will be even higher. Maybe Chelsea spend 50 million on this player.
I agree what you're saying, my boy. But then,
in the future for
okay,
FFP,
so look at the Coburn. Let's talk about the Coburn, the Coburn boys. Yeah, we've had world-class talents in the Coburn. We had Dominic Solanke, what he's doing at Bournemouth, scoring goals for fun. That manager's doing.
Don't tell me about Dominic Solanke.
Then we had Mason Mount.
Don't tell me about world-class players.
I'm saying like Dominic Solanke, yeah, from Coburn was a good experience, right? He scored bare goals in the 18 and 21s, yeah, since his youth prime. And now look what he's doing at Bournemouth. He's scoring goals for fun.
That
right?
is his
and we
level.
got rid of him.
That is his level. When Dominic Solanke went to Liverpool, how did he feel?
My boy, I will win this. I will win this battle because look, Mason Mount, right? Coburn boy. He comes in. He scores goals for us, got us the Champions League, he's got the Super Cup, got the World Cup. Yes, we sold him to Man United. He ain't doing nothing at Man United. Fair enough, yeah? Right? We got Rubens Loftus-Cheek in, yeah? Injury prone. Most successful what he did for Chelsea. Look what he's doing at AC Milan, scoring goals for fun. Then we had Christian Pulisic, Coburn, right? Sitting in and we sold him to Dortmund, done great stuff for that Dortmund, bought him back.
Christian Pulisic is not from Coburn. Christian Pulisic is not from Coburn. We got him since he was like. No, hell no.
He was good mates with Mason Mount when he was a kid.
Never from Coburn.
My boy, he was 13 years of age, yeah? He's a Coburn. Reece James, another Coburn, yeah? We've had a lot of Coburn come out.
You said Christian Pulisic, 13 years was at Coburn. That's not true.
Yeah, it was. It was Mason Mount's best mate. He was Mason Mount's best mate. Look at the photograph.
and Steven. Was Christian Pulisic ever at Chelsea?
Yes, he was. When he was
got
a kid.
him from Dortmund.
No, that man.
Right, Knee.
he had to make a name for himself at
We
Dortmund.
bought Christian.
But
We had Christian Pulisic. Yeah, at age 13, he was good friends with Mason Mount. When he was at Coburn, we sold him to Borussia Dortmund when he was 17, 18. Right, he went to Borussia Dortmund, and he made his name to himself at Borussia Dortmund. Once he got world class at Dortmund, we ended up buying him back from Dortmund. Right, he was a Coburn boy when he was a youth youngster.
I have never. Christian Pulisic have been at Chelsea before he moved to AC Milan. I never saw any article or any picture with Christian Pulisic being at Coburn. Makim, I stand a point of correction. Please help me out here. Do you believe that Christian Pulisic was at Chelsea, Coburn, before he was moved to Borussia Dortmund?
even if it was, yeah, it's a part of the point. Yeah, it's like we wouldn't know unless we brought him back, and now we're gonna have to find out from conversations like this. It goes to show you, yeah, that whatever connection that was there was close to irrelevant. So Dortmund is the one we refer to.
Because I saw
Jackson, I
Mbappe.
don't know.
We
I
also,
disagree about that.
I mean, we all have photos of Mbappe with the jersey when he was at Chelsea. He came there on trials and didn't wait for him.
Mbappe came on
tell, but no one has any image of Christian Pulisic being at Coburn.
I have.
Exactly.
Well, show me.
I've got photographs of Christian Pulisic with.
Share that with me now. Share that with me, because I don't know this. I don't know this. I want to know.
See, yeah, I'll say after when I get off the show, I'll send it straight to you.
Okay. And I'll make a reset. Whilst we're talking, I'll make a reset right now. Because
he went on a 5-day trial, is what I'm gathering. Only a 5-day trial.
5-day trials.
No, Stephen. He went to a 5-day trial at Borussia Dortmund. He went on a 5-day trial at Borussia Dortmund, and Borussia Dortmund, when he was a kid, they liked him, and then after that, they went and signed him. They went and spoke to Roma Abramovich, and then after that, because who was it? Our old director. He's the one who got him from America from a young age kid. And when we got Gal Kakuta, they both came, and Pulisic came into Coburn and made his name for himself. And Borussia Dortmund liked him. And that's
he made a name for himself.
He made his name for himself at Borussia Dortmund afterwards.
Okay. Because I never knew.
His Coburn career, yeah. His Coburn career that you're revealing to us, yeah. Because clearly we didn't know this. Either way, it's not a part of the package that we bought him for, and it wasn't mentioned or celebrated the way that we should consider it as a Mount or Gallagher. It wasn't never been in the same bracket. So this Pulisic thing about him being a Cobham graduate is quite irrelevant, to be very honest.
Blueclouds, I'll send you photographs when he was a kid.
If you ask him now, yeah, I'm sure it's not part of his credentials that he will mention to you.
No, Christian Pulisic, yeah. If you ask Christian Pulisic, they always ask his press conference, yeah.
Look,
Chelsea, because he's a proper Chelsea since he was a kid.
Yeah. All right. Let me welcome Makim. I haven't welcomed him. I just went direct to him with this debate going on. Makim, let me wish you a Merry Christmas, my brother, before we go on and do any.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Good.
Yes.
Good. What brought you to the show, Makim?
Jackson.
Nicholas Jackson.
Jackson debate. I completely disagree with the Jackson thing that he should be sold or straight away. No, that's not how it goes. I understand he's facially challenged, yeah, but the man delivers. What we're saying here, we're not saying here that he should be given 7 to 8 years. That's a drag. We're saying here, if that's the case here, why not give him the same energy that we gave to Havertz here and see what he can do? God. That's what we're saying.
The man
because he's doing more than Havertz. Then come on, it's not comparable. We're saying give another striker the similar chances and see what happens. And so far, it's him that's doing it. Him and Sterling.
Oh God! Can I
Sterling's not my personal favorite.
Let him land.
He's doing the job.
You got too much time. Let him land. Then you can.
No, I love interaction. Let's go back and forth. I like ping pong.
Let me ask you a quick question. Right, so you say the man Jackson delivers. What has he actually delivered since he's been for Chelsea? What score against Luton? Lower class, Burnley.
All right,
Relegation
guys,
battle.
Just
Lost,
done.
then
Just
9 men
done. Let
Tottenham.
me say this real second. Let me. Our brother Steven, my co-host, is about to drop off. I want to thank him for coming on.
Big
And
up, Steve.
yeah, Steven, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll catch you up a bit later, Steven.
Have a
Yeah,
good
I'll
Christmas,
catch up
bye.
with you later. Big up,
Yeah.
guys. Enjoy
Merry
the rest of
Christmas,
the
bro.
show.
You too.
Yeah, enjoy
Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas. Up the
Anyone
Chelsea, buddy. Up
celebrates
the
it.
Chelsea, bro.
Yeah, my bro.
Up the Chelsea.
Up to chill, Steven. All right, now let's go back in front. Makeem, Steven, and Neen, we're here. We're gonna go back in front because Makeem, open your ears because Jesse Nani waffles a lot of shit sometimes. So
Don't worry about shit. I just talk back. No. What it is, yeah. McKean,
Go
yeah.
ahead.
I'll crush it on my brother Nick because he knows I talk fat. I don't waffle shit. Right, you're telling me, yeah. I just heard waffling that Nicholas Jackson, yeah, brings in like what you just said, yeah. What the guy who scored against relegation teams, yeah, and scored a 9 men.
What do you mean relegation
Tottenham.
teams?
That the thing is
What
that
do you mean?
But
Relegation
we struggled.
teams.
We struggled.
Compare it.
Why don't you
compare?
If
What would
Tottenham
you?
had 11 man, do you think
It's better than the
scored that game?
suggestions.
Huh?
You know that, no?
But my
That is better than the whatever.
10-year-old boy scored that
Jackson,
goal.
if Jackson doesn't score the next two games,
Can I
yeah,
ask
it's
you a
better
quick
than
question?
the
Right.
suggestions that you would
Let's
come
talk
up
about the
with.
Tottenham game.
You know that, no?
Right. As a good striker, you score easy tapping goals, but when Modric set him up for a fourth goal, he couldn't score that. He went over the bar. So, but he brings us good talent as a striker, yeah. And if you're a greedy striker,
you're not giving the same energy, and this is the reason, yeah, why we don't get far in trophies and stuff, because you're relying, yeah.
I'll
When
work
it
out
comes to players like
over
Jackson,
Jackson.
if he doesn't have a 10 out of 10 performance, yeah, he's getting the same Cucurella treatment. Cucurella's been overperforming as a left back, but we're not looking at that because of the politics we have and what we think about Cucurella.
But
Yeah, but he's better than
he's
Chilwell.
not a Chelsea player. He needs to go.
Is he better than Chilwell? Is he better than Chilwell? Yes.
No, Cucurella's not better than Ben Chilwell. Hell no.
Hey.
And I'm not
saying that's the problem.
I'm not even
saying Ben Chilwell is a better defender. Roger, he's been at the club here. He's got a reputation as a youth here. Didn't get to prove it, yeah. Doesn't score goals like Jackson. Jackson comes in and does the thing. Even João Felix here couldn't do what Jackson is doing in that kind of space of time.
The best players on the pitch so far.
And do you know what the maddest thing, yeah? The maddest thing, yeah, there's nothing in place here. There's nothing in place here that you have here that we've got right now, yeah, that's going to supplement what Jackson is giving for us. There's a reason why he's doing what he's doing. You see it as a tap-in, but you have to watch the whole entire game. It's not just about the end goal. If that's the case here, we can say, oh, Ruud van Nistelrooy is a terrible player. He only scores tap-ins.
But
you've got to bring logic into your argument sometimes. Because I agree with you with some of the things you say. Just not the Jackson thing and a few other things, but I agree with the Cassidy. I agree with your Cassidy argument.
Are you big fan of
Jackson? The Jackson thing is a bit mad, bro. Like
Michael Jackson, I'll tell you, Jackson, yeah, right, he's doing bits of goals, but he ain't a great striker. We need to sell him.
What did you say? Say that again. Say that again. He's doing what?
Pochettino said he ain't doing a striker.
No, I need you to clarify that, please. Yeah, but what does he do? You just said he's doing bits, yes?
Chester Dan, will you take Jackson?
Okay, thank you. So what I'm saying here is that Jackson has a lot more to offer than what we have. And potentially, we're going to get to even replace him because we don't even know the players we're going to bring in are even going to supplement what Jackson is bringing to the game. We don't know if Ivan Toney or even Victor Osimhen, would be able to do the things that Jackson is doing because Jackson is not getting the deliveries. He's creating his own chances. Yeah. He's a wild guy on the pitch. He's very energetic. These type of guys, they don't need to be slow. They have to be very active and aware and make at least 8 to 10 runs before even getting the ball. You don't get that from guys like Mitrovic's and Broziers, and they're more traditional. You don't. Jackson is a player that can even play as a left mid. He can even play behind the striker. He's just as creative as a striker. Let's not sacrifice a good player just because he doesn't fit the profile. That's my point. But I agree with the Cassidy thing. Cassidy should definitely get a chance. Definitely.
It's a
I
very,
digress for now.
yeah, it's a very, very difficult. It's not. I don't think it's even a difficult debate. But if you want to, criticize Jackson based on goal scoring alone, I think we're looking at a different picture, because not all the time you have to look at Jackson, what he does off the pitch and what he does even before we get goals. He contributes a lot. Sometimes you don't have to, go on players because he doesn't score goals, but his contribution in the game for 90 minutes is very, very high. It's just like Timo Werner. It got to a point everyone liked Timo Werner because of what he does in the game. He opens the games up, pull defenders out of the 18 for others to score. Jackson does a lot. He does that a lot, but it would take him time. His first season at the football club. Oh, okay. Chelsea Dan said his phone died. I will be back. Okay. Okay. No problem, Chelsea Dan. Well, we'll catch you up later. If you're still there and we're still here, then you can join us. So yeah. Akeem, I'm saying if we just look at players, let's look at Haaland. Haaland hasn't scored a single goal. With that one, you can go at him because Jackson has scored goals already.
Yeah.
And
you know what? I heard what Chelsea Dan said about what's his name, Højlund. That Højlund's a waste. I disagree with that too. There's systems for different types of players. You can't just bunch them in. Like, I like football. I'm a Chelsea fan, but I like football, and I'm very, very precise on the detail of football. You can't. This is why certain players are good in certain teams, and they're not good with this team. And it's hard. We need to stop disrespecting football players like that, because to even be a professional football player, it takes a lot. So there's no really such thing as a bad football player, on the basic level. But let's not disregard players just because they're not fitting in the system. Højlund can do things. He's very technical for a guy his size.
Very powerful. He's a very powerful player.
Yeah.
And sometimes Chelsea fans some of our fan base doesn't understand what the club is doing. I understand they're buying young players, but these players are not for today and tomorrow. The players that will come in to fit into the first 11 are there, but these are players that can go on to become like the likes of Mbappe, Griezmann, and the others. N'Golo Kante. Somebody bought N'Golo Kante for 3 million. Chelsea paid 30-something or 40-something for N'Golo Kante from Leicester City. Why can't Chelsea, the academy player, Chelsea cannot rely on the academy players alone. The academy squad, the players over there, they cannot go on to become to fill in all these gaps that we need in the first 11. They cannot do that. So you have to weigh other options. Yeah. If you have the opportunity to bring in other players from other countries, Africa, Brazil, which the talents are everywhere. That's why you have scouts. Manchester United had over 45 scouts in the world, but yet they were able to scout Anthony and bring him to the football club, and it's not working for him. It doesn't mean Anthony is a bad player. Maybe the system that he played under Erik ten Hag when he was Ajax, right? It works very well. Here you have Rashford, who doesn't track back. It doesn't help the team. So it's like you're playing against 10 against 11. You have Bruno Fernandez, who does what he wants to do at a certain time. He's also another liability to the team. Then you have to rely on McTominay. With his level of energy, he's not that prolific. He's not that world-class player, but he gets the goals for you when you need him. You have players that you brought in hasn't gone well. the likes of Mason Mount hasn't been playing, but you know there's a good player in him. He can go out to become better. I feel like put in Højlund in the Manchester City team, he will be better. He will be scoring goals because he has good midfielders that will provide him those chances for him to score.
Yes, I agree with that.
I don't know. Our fan base, I do understand too many young players, but if you understand the trend, you have to go with. Look at Manchester City. So many young players are coming from academy. A time will come, you will not be spending that 100 million on these top players. You can't do that anymore. But then you have to bring in young players and develop them to become world-class players whilst the one you have there. That's why we have 6-7 years players in there. You get what I'm saying? So I think we've discussed a lot. We have discussed a lot. So Akeem, always a pleasure to see. Why is it that when you click on the link, it doesn't bring it in directly, but then there's always like a question mark, and you have to redo it again like 2-3 times on StreamYard. I don't know.
You know what? I'm using different phones. You know, that's why my work phone.
So probably some of the phones,
sometimes the battery dies. You know,
probably some of the phones are not capable of handling the StreamYard link, and maybe others do, because sometimes when you click on the link, it comes and it tells me that the device is not connected. Then when you use a different device, it brings you directly in. Maybe.
Exactly. You understand it.
Yeah, I do. I've been doing this for quite some time now, so I do understand. Akeem, thank you very much. We've discussed the game. Well, do you have any prediction in terms of the scoreline against Wolves?
Oh, we are at a time where we need to have consistency. We just won the semi-final. We need not to turn like a club like Arsenal that celebrates 4 places and reaching FA Cup finals. We need to moderate it, you know.
Yeah.
Keep our level-headed and let's still improve on what we're going through. And the same problems that we have, let's improve on those problems. The midfield, like I said before, you know how I feel about the midfield league.
I know. The height and the strength over there is very important.
Yeah. And if we can handle the midfield, we can take on any team. And one more thing, and about Enzo crying. Is it okay if I can talk about that for 5 seconds?
About Enzo?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, he was crying. I'm not trying to be mean or anything, or be a contrarian, you know. Be like, I'm against everybody, you know. But sometimes I am, you know. And this is meant to be, you know. His injury is unfortunate that happened to him. It's horrific, you know. But I don't think he was crying for the injury. I think he was crying because he understands that it's going to be hard now to get a place back in the team on the realistic level because of the injuries, because of how he was planning to improve his game.
Right.
And now, if he recovers, he has to try and come back to the level where he was, not to the level we need him to be. And I think he understands that already. And it's unfortunate for players to go through things like that. But I think he cried because he understood, I might not be on this first starting 11 again. I think that's what it was.
Okay. I do. I mean, I do agree with you. At some point. Not even some point. I think I do agree with you in all, but I don't know. They said he has a groin injury or something like that, from I think during the international break, and then he brought that groin injury. So he's been playing a couple games now with that pain in him. But then I know how players feel when they go through injury. They feel like, you know, their place will be taken away. But I don't think so. With how much money Chelsea spend on him, they always want to make sure he becomes successful at England or with the football club. So I think that when he comes back, he's still going to get game time. But I'm just worried. Lavia also will be ready soon. Then there will be so much competition in the midfield. There will be a lot of competition in the midfield. Nkuku is also in. He's not going to start. He might come back from the bench. But then in our subsequent games, you might end up seeing him starting very, very soon. But who gets out for Nkuku to be in? Another difficult situation to deal with. Makim, is there anything else that you want to touch on?
At the moment, no. I was just coming on to just let Dan know about the Jackson business. You know, that's it really.
Yeah. Well, anytime he comes on, he will for a lot of stuff on the channel. I know. He's a diehard Chelsea fan, but sometimes I feel like he goes overboard. He like to criticize his owners, but the owners are here to stay. They'll be here for over 10 years, a decade. They can't take anything out of the football club.
So there's some good points. There's some good points. There is some good points in what he says, you know. But there is some other stuff. It's like really think for it through, you know.
Yeah, because Christian. But yeah, the Christian policy thing, I never knew. I mean, coming in for trials doesn't mean you ever grow up from the football club Cobham. Trials are different. It's just like you are on a transit. He didn't even live at the football club for a month. So how do you attach him to the likes of Reece James and Mason Mount and the others, Charlie Mosundes, who were living in Cobham, who were living there every day? They are there. It's way different. Even Billy Gilmore. Billy Gilmore was at Cobham. He was there for a while before he left to Brighton. You know, but there's no history attached to Christian policy to Chelsea. There's not much history until we bought him from Brighton. Borussia Dortmund to Chelsea. So, all right. So, Makim, I'll see you again later. Enjoy your rest of your day and enjoy your Christmas. If I don't see you again, have a wonderful Christmas, brother. And I'll see you. I'll be back tomorrow. So when you're free tomorrow and you see me live, don't hesitate.
My notifications will be on speed. Yes.
Okay. All right. So enjoy it, brother. I'll talk to you later. All right.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, bro. Bye-bye, guys. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Blueclouds TV.